just more and more smoke, leading to the fire that is Keegan Bradley being on this team as a player.
Yeah, I think we're all expecting it at this point. And, Keegan, he knows he can't play poorly in the playoffs. Like, he knows he needs to keep momentum going. And if he continues to play well, he's going to be on this team.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
Christopher Sanchez of the Philadelphia Phillies is one of 3 Major League Baseball pitchers to have a 7-start span featuring an undefeated record, a sub-1.5 ERA, 50 or more innings pitched, 50 or more strikeouts, fewer than 5 walks, no more than 1 home run allowed.
Fantasy sports today, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of 18.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
One big problem for NBC, too many on-air cooks for the coverage, particularly on the weekends. Having 4 on-air teams separate time, divide the time, was really outrageous. You had Mike Tirico and his partner. You had Dan Hicks, NBC Sports' lead golf commentator, and his partner. You had Steve Sands from Golf Channel and his partner. And you had Terry Gann, who, by the way, if you don't know, is going to become an NBA play-by-play voice.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
And welcome in. It is In-Game Live Game Day on a marvelous Monday evening. Scott Wetzel and Gabriel Morency for the next 2 glorious hours, right up until 10 p.m. Eastern Time, watching, analyzing, betting the world of sports. Pretty good night tonight. Full slate of baseball, only semi anyway, full slate of baseball. We got some Monday Night Football. We'll see who's in for Cincinnati, who's playing, who's not playing for Washington as well. We got the pretty good matchup. Paul Skeens going for Pittsburgh against Toronto, best team record-wise in the American League. We have we got the travel system in play Sunday night into Monday night, working out well. If you guys like to follow that, for sure. We got our SGP, same-game parlays, 5 on the line. We got it all over the next 2 hours. What's going on, Gabe? What's on your plate tonight?
Well, we're getting ready for kickoff right now in the nation's capital, and it's a tricky handicap. There's been some line movement. It was 4 for most of the week. It just dropped to 3. Jaden Daniels will play. How many series is he going to play? Probably 2. Joe Burrow will be playing once again. And, and I say it's a tricky handicap because both these teams, as we've discussed, are amongst the worst, like the worst preseason teams in the National Football League. And to put in context, guys, the Bengals have not won a preseason game since August the 27th, 2022. It's been that long. It's unbelievable. The Bengals are 0-6-1 straight up in their last 7 preseason games. They're 1-10-1 in their last 12 preseason games. But there's always a big but, that comes with sports betting. But Dan Campbell, as you and I know, Scott, 6-19 against the spread in the preseason. Say what you will about the Bengals, and we're getting in front of a falling knife here, no doubt. But with that being stated, at least the Bengals want to win. We saw last week, Zach, he's aware of this. You know what I mean? They haven't won a preseason game in 3 years, Scott, and they're trying, right? So Washington doesn't care. They're just playing Daniels for the sake of it tonight, just to sort of get him a couple of reps. I'm taking the Cincinnati Bengals. I liked it. It came down to 3, Scott. And the overs, you and I discussed it, 8 and 7, right? So they're really, and to the under. So there really wasn't anything significant. The odds makers caught up to this, but it's hard to bet the under of tonight's game. I play the over, even though it's sky high for a preseason game, Scott, at 43. So Bengals -3 and over 43.
Yeah, I like the over as well. Same thing. You got decent quarterback play. You got both starters that should play at least a series, and more than likely for Cincinnati, probably at least 2 series, if what we saw last week is any indication. Then you got the Marcus Mariota, Josh Johnson, Jake Browning, even Desmond Ritter, if you want to go down that road for Cincinnati.
Mariota's not going to play. No, Mariota's not playing, but Cincinnati have the better second-half quarterback situation. There's no disputing. Like Desmond Ritter, say what you will about him. He started games in the National Football League, right? He could move the ball in a preseason game for you. That Washington quarterback situation in the second half doesn't look very, very promising to me.
Yeah, we got to stay away from Sam Hartman. If he ends up playing like a quarter and a half, then Washington could be in a little trouble. They really could. There's a reason why Cincinnati is a favorite here. You said it, though. Zach Taylor, 3-13-1 in 17 preseason games, head coach of Cincinnati. And then you got Dan Quinn, who's 7-18 straight up in 25 preseason games. That's why I'm just going to go with the over. FanDuel, pretty good job here. They don't offer too many props for players here in New York, but they did offer one game where you're going Cincinnati Bengals touchdown passes. Not Joey B, just touchdown passes. It could be a running back for that matter. 2. Little juice, minus 186, but the way they were throwing the ball all last week, I don't like the juice. I don't, but man, I'd be surprised if they don't put 2 touchdown passes on the board tonight.
Well, if you remember last week, Scott, Washington really got lit up by New England. Like, the Trevion Henderson returning opening kickoff for a touchdown, and there was really no turning back after that. They got beat down. They gave up 48 points. That's unheard of for a preseason game. They gave up 48 points. That's why the total's 43. But I got to be honest, the only thing I'm worried about, Scott, with the total here, betting the over this game, is I'm worried about Washington in the second half. So let's hope we can get some points in the first half here. We'll see. Look, guys, last week Joe Burrow played in 2 series. He went 9-10 and threw 2 touchdown passes. He went up and down the field on the Eagles and put 14 points on the board. They still managed to lose. Cincinnati's defense, obviously, guys, right? And Scott, in the regular season last year, we saw it. Like, the Bengals put up 40 a game, 38, and they would lose all the time. And, guys, their defense did not look very much better last week. They just don't have the depth. Like, their starters aren't very good, Scott, on defense, let alone their backups. You know what I mean? So, they gave up a bunch of points to the Eagles. Washington generally don't seem to care about this, so that's why I bet the over. But I'm not in love with betting a 43, Scott, in a preseason game.
That's the highest number we've seen so far this preseason. So you're right, 8-7 to the under. A couple of games, a little lucky right down to the wire, whether you got a late score or not. But it did bounce back from that 14-2 last week for sure. So one of the things we like to do, we got some baseball games starting here in a little bit. So we got the 5 on the line, our 5 best trends for the late games, starting now right here on the grid. All right, 63 games over 500 since we've been offering this. 210 up and only 147 down. So here are our 5 best trends. Play them if you like. Don't play them if you don't. Up to you. Start with baseball. They did it again. I know Milwaukee lost yesterday, but they actually won today earlier, so we could update that. They're now actually 18-2 their last 20 games after they shut out the Cubs in the opener of their day-night doubleheader. So, hey, listen, don't fight it. You give me Milwaukee even money. How many times can you have a team that's 18-2 and get them at even money? So give me the Brewers minus or even money. Another one that's updated. Same game. Cubs and Brewers, 7-0. It's now 12-1 under. Cubs last 13 games. So again, don't make this stuff harder than it has to be. Give me the under game number 2. It's not under 9. Not a bad number. Giving you 9, not the 8.5 that you normally get in baseball. Trend number 3. Another under system. San Fran, 38-23 under run. Throw in that San Diego is 69-51 under on the season. Couple of decent under teams. It's a low number, 7.5, but give me the under 7.5, San Fran, San Diego. Play number 4 as we go from 1 down to 4. How about Cincinnati? I know they lost 2 or 3 against the Milwaukee Brewers at home this weekend, but they have beat the LA Angels for what it's worth, 8 straight. Give me Cincinnati. Pick 'em, albeit in Los Angeles, against the Angels. And then that leaves us, Gabe, with only one. The coup de grace, creme de la creme, numero uno trend, Dodgers 23-5 their last 28 games against Colorado, including 10 straight. So the number one trend, where are we going to go, boys? Yeah, it's a no-brainer. Listen, it's a fat number. It is down to 295. I see in some places minus 310. If you do want to lay the run and a half, not a bad little bet, because the Dodgers' last 20 wins, 17 have come by 2 runs or more against Colorado. But for our purposes, it's minus 310. You want to put it in a parlay. You want to ignore it. As we like to say here, Gabe, I'd rather give you a trend that you don't play that wins than give you a trend that you do play and loses. So Dodgers minus the big money against Colorado. What do you think?
It is pricey tonight, unfortunately. The run line up to minus 190 right now. They've actually beaten them 11 straight times. But, Scott, the last 10 times that they played, they've beaten them by 2 or more 8 times. And generally as a whole, not just against the Rockies, the Dodgers don't win a lot by 1 run. Like, they either lose the game or they win by a couple of runs. It is pricey tonight, but how are we not on the Dodgers?
Yeah, gotta be, right? In-game live just underway here on the grid.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
Rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of thoughts.
18.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe, hour number 1. Just give a little recap of our 5 on the line, which we have to actually update here because the Milwaukee Cubs game number 2 just got postponed. So we're going to eliminate 2 of our plays since we had 2 in that game. So they tried a day-night doubleheader. Maybe they'll do the same thing for tomorrow. So, but anyway, we got under 7.5 San Fran and San Diego. We got Cincinnati pick'em. They've beaten the Angels 8 straight. Then we got the Dodgers laying the big would, as they're 23-5 against Colorado their last 28 meetings. So hopefully we'll make a couple of shekels along the way. All right, Gabe, Cincinnati with the ball first. We talked about it in the break. I don't think, if I'm the Washington special teams coach, I wouldn't be buying any houses. I mean, they had one kickoff return for a touchdown last week. They had another one returned about 60, 70 yards. That was almost another touchdown. And then this kickoff, they let Cincinnati get the ball right around midfield at their own 45-yard line. They haven't quite got the grasp of where to kick this football. Now that if you kick it through the end zone, you're getting the team the ball at their own 35-yard line, which teams don't want to do. So they haven't quite got the grasp of this thing just yet.
You know what, though? Neither is the National Football League, Scott. I don't know what their deal is. They don't want kickoffs, but they want kickoff returns. You know what I mean? Make up your mind.
Yeah.
Make up your mind. Like, you guys, oh, no, it's dangerous. And at this point, it's like, whatever, dude. Like, I think we've all just sort of given up on it. If you want kickoff returns, watch the CFL or college football. But with that being stated, teams are figuring it out now in the preseason. We'll see what they do, Scott, when it gets to the regular season. If teams are getting burnt so much, they just tell the kicker, just drill it through the end zone, bro. And I don't have to want to worry about a big return. But they're trying to encourage returns. But we saw this in college, Scott. And what do you see in college football all the time? Kids do the fair catch on kickoffs.
Right.
It's kind of annoying where it's like, dude, like, what are we even doing anymore? Like, you don't want to return it. They don't, like, nobody really wants to do this. Then, like, let's not do it. And the college guys are telling them, just call a fair catch and don't worry about the return. We'll just get the ball and, the 30 in college. So we'll just get the ball and we'll start the drive. Don't worry about it, kid. And they're encouraging that. I guess we'll see, Scott. But from what I'm seeing in the preseason, there is an element of the return game right now. And I think the special teams coaches suddenly have more work to do and stuff to figure out. And Washington have a lot to figure out.
Yeah. And here's the issue, being a special teams coach. If you kick the ball too short, Gabe, like they just did, they kicked it down to about the 12, 13-yard line. Well, the wing guys on defense that are trying to cover this, they can't get over there in time. So you got to be able to kick the ball to the 1, 2, 3-yard line. This way, all the wing guys get time to run to go get the ball carrier. But if you kick it to the 15-yard line, we'll say all they have to do is break that initial wedge, and everyone else is out of position. So,
and not to mention not to mention from the returner's perspective, they're going to tell them, listen, don't catch it at the 5. Just we'll take a chance and it bounces into the end zone as well. Right. So there's going to be a lot of variables in play here. They'll get it figured out, right? It's the preseason. This is a new twist, but we've seen this in college football. And college football, they're just calling a fair catch, just point blank. They're not even returning these kicks in college football. In the NFL, I think we will see the return game, but it'll be interesting, Scott. It's another dynamic to this, right? And it's funny because the Kansas City Chiefs signed like a rugby player, actually, because of this.
I saw that.
Yeah. Like, they were like, you know what? This guy's used to running in tight spaces. Like, I like how they think outside the box, sort of like Belichick would in the old days, right? Like, all right, there's a new rule. Like, they sat down as a team. All right, there's a new rule, guys. How do we maximize this? How are we going to approach this? So I think teams that take this seriously, Scott, will figure it out, and other teams that are walking through the preseason could have problems with this.
Yeah. I tell you, I'm not a big fan of Zach Taylor, but tonight I am, just because we have that over 2 touchdown, well, actually it's 2 touchdowns, over 1.5 touchdown passes prop, right?
So they got first and goal right there.
Oh, did he? You're probably ahead of me because
they've
thrown the ball out.
This is a big drop too. It was right on the money. Should have been a touchdown.
Yeah.
We'll see, Scott. They got another crack here. It's still second down. It's second and goal right now from the 4, but Burrow is Burrow, Scott. He threw it right on the money, bro, like into the end zone, and it was dropped.
Yeah. One thing about Taylor, as I was saying, he knows where his bread is buttered, right? I mean, 9 times out of 10, a team first and goal at the 4-yard line, 3-yard line, whatever, they would run the ball right up the middle. But Joey B's our main guy, and we got this guy, Jamar Chase to the left, T. Martin to the right. Throw the ball. So
he went for it on 4th and 3 from the 50. So I like that too.
Yeah.
That's like, you know what I mean? It's like, all right, either way, that's good for an over better, Scott. If he gets it, the drive keeps going. If he don't get it, Washington's got the ball at the 50-yard line. But I like his style. Like, and look at him. He wants to win, Scott. Like, I think this whole thing, it's been 3 years since they won a preseason game. I don't care if it's the preseason or not, Scott. There's only so many times you can walk off the field, and it's another road game. Just think about, like, the plane rides. Like, the plane ride will be a lot better if they win, even if it's a preseason game. Like, they haven't won a preseason game since 2022.
You know, and if it was no big deal, like, or it would be no big deal if they were getting off to great starts. But
you're
not
right.
getting
If they
off to
started
great
4-0 every year, but they're 0-2 every year
okay.
as well. You're right.
Right. Yeah.
It
But they're not.
compounds
So, So, come on, Joey B. Ugh. Pass completed at the 1 yard line, tackled. What's that, 4th and goal?
Crazy. It's going to be fourth and goal.
Yeah.
Oh, this is just a killer if they don't get it for the total because it just stayed up like 5 minutes of nothing. So, a little bit of preseason stress for everybody. This is good, Scott. It gets us ready for the regular season of what the stress will be. Although I got like almost regular season money on this game because baseball wasn't going well, so I bet a little more. So, this game, so like almost as a better, Scott, if I didn't have the over, I'd be like, take the 3. Let's take this seriously. Give me the 3. Right. But it's the preseason, whatever, dude. I'm just worried about the play call here, Scott. Don't do something stupid here. You know, you're on the 1 yard line. Here it is, 4th and goal.
He got it. Not a pass, though. It was actually a run.
Yeah, he got it and barely. He barely got in.
Barely
got in. Like, I thought he was stopped. I was like, oh, my God, no. Like, he got in.
Zach, I was just giving you praise about throwing the ball. Now you run the ball.
Got to get Chase Brown some touches.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got it.
Close. Yep, he got it.
Go for it.
This is the moment every fan waits for. The countdown's over. The road to kickoff has begun.
Play is here to stay.
I'm not going to name names, Kevin.
From win totals to player props, from division races to MVP debates, we've got eyes on every camp and data feeding 24/7, breaking down every angle across the league. Every pick, every edge, every line that matters. SportsGrid. Your road to kickoff starts now.
He is not Derrick Henry. He is not one of those special backs in that sense. A really good one that's been outstanding in fantasy for quite some time. But you can also hear the buzz recently about it being more of a split backfield. And if that's so, then Aaron Jones' value takes a hit, Jordan Mason's value goes up, and there's an opportunity at some point if Aaron Jones misses time where you can see Jordan Mason take that backfield over.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
It's a safe shot, pin high left with a 6-iron. And then this is where JJ enters the fray again and hits this like slice 5-iron. That was just, I mean, it curved probably a good, 30, 40 feet, almost flies in the hole. And it was just a crazy shot because nobody would ever really try to hit that type of slider.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
An HRR, parlay, a combo that you want to do. I generally prefer away teams and players that hit at the top of the lineup or in the top half, just because you are guaranteed just that extra plate appearance here or there. How many times, throughout the season, I've been like, listen, if this guy gets on, he will have one more at bat in the 9th inning, and if he doesn't get there, there. If you just take them that place higher, they're going to be in a spot to cash that bag.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe, our number one, third segment. Time for a little SGP same game parlay. All right, it was tempting to take the Dodgers against Colorado, but when you have such a big favorite like that, you got to put in like 12,000 pieces, and it ends up being like 3.5 to 1. So I said, I'm not going to do that. So I'll use Cincinnati against the LA Angels, Gabe. I'm going to grab the Angels at home. I think Cincinnati, this is the time of the year where the mediocre teams, do what they do best, and that is become mediocre. And I think Cincinnati, 5 games over 500. When everything is said and done, they'll start losing a couple of games. They'll fall back in the wild card race. And let's start it with this series in LA against the Angels. Give me the Angels at minus 102. I'm going to go over 4.5 runs, Angels. If they're going to win, I think they'll put 5 runs on the board. Give me Taylor Ward, 1 RBI. Not a bad prop. He leads the team in RBIs with it's either 80 or 90, and you're getting plus 150 on that. I think there's going to be some runs tonight. Give me Zach Neto, 1 hit, minus 250, and then Yohan Moncada, 1 hit as well, minus 230. Add it all up. Not a monster payoff, but I like to go conservative, try and get 1 in our bag, and then play with house money the rest of the week. Pay 6 to 1, plus 606. Angels, over 4.5 runs. Angels, Ward an RBI, Neto a hit, and Moncada a hit for the Angels as well.
I do think there's going to be runs in this game tonight, Scott. If you look at Singer's numbers, and pretty strange, too, just because, sort of like we talk about with Toronto should be a hitter's park, and they moved the fences in, and it didn't. It didn't. It didn't really help. It was strange, and we all know about Cincinnati. Cincinnati's clearly a hitter's park, but how about this? Singer 3.08 earned run average at home. On the road, Scott 6.02. Massive difference. Look at his game log. It really is like, wow, at home, 2 runs, shutout. Wow, 7 runs on the road, like 4 runs on the road. He really goes like this guy does not like to travel, evidently, this year. I don't know what it is, because it doesn't make sense, guys, because Cincinnati is a hitter-friendly park. Overbettors are going to like this. Big play, Washington. They're down to the 12-yard line. And I'll dig deeper here, Scott. Angels, 8-1-1 to the over in their last 10. Angels, 70-51 to the over on the season now.
Yeah.
It's a significant number. This team can hit the baseball. I like the over 9 in this game tonight. I think there's going to be runs scored.
Yeah, it's a good little battle of which team do you buy in trend. Cincinnati's a monster under team, and the Angels are a monster over team. So you got to pick.
It's weird that the Reds are an under team, but they are.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it goes into what you were saying. Yeah, it's so strange. It really is. I tell you, it was a good little play today, and it just clicked for me. I got lucky. It's better to be lucky and good than, I guess, smart and wrong. But I like the over Skeens outs. I like the playing at the strikeouts and outs. His over-under tonight, Gabe, was 17.5, which means for outs, obviously. So he had to go 6 innings. And, they're pretty 5 innings, let's pull them, right? But Toronto, as you know, is not a big strikeout team. That they get contact on the ball, touchdown Redskins, touchdown Commanders. You can't bet an under in a Cincinnati game. You just, we'll get back to that in a second. But anyway.
It should be, for the record, too. It was Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels scrambles in from the 9-yard line for the touchdown. So their offense marches down the field on Cincinnati. A concern for Cincinnati. Let's just be real. This defense, their defense, this is their starting defense, guys. This is their starting defense.
Yeah.
The Washington just marched down the field with ease, Scott.
What are the over-unders going to be? If it's 43.5, which is really high for a preseason game.
It's going to be 54.5, 55.5 for the games.
At 10 points, right? Every game is going to be 53.5, 54.5, 55 maybe even.
How about this, Scott? Week one, but it's who they're playing, because this is wild, though. 45.5 is their total. But they're playing the Cleveland Browns, who just announced that Joe Flacco, will be the starting quarterback.
Yeah. I'm telling you. I'm not I don't frown upon it, Gabe, but you know what? You want to put that bet in today, I can almost guarantee you that's not going to be 45.
Even Flacco can throw 3 touchdowns on these guys. They'll put some points up. Cincinnati will score more than Cleveland does, I think. But it doesn't mean Cleveland will, anyone can score on these guys. Cleveland will score on them.
Yeah. You want to hear funny? I didn't verify this, but someone on Twitter, I forget the site, compared Joe Flacco to Patrick Mahomes. Last 17 starts, Flacco has more passing yards and more passing touchdowns. And Patrick Mahomes.
But he was on a losing team, though.
Yeah. All right, more coming up. Mark Zitto joins us next.
This is the moment every fan waits for. The countdown's over. The road to kickoff has begun.
Play is here to stay.
I'm not going to name names, Kevin.
From win totals to player props, from division races to MVP debates, we've got eyes on every camp and data feeding 24/7, breaking down every angle across the league. Every pick, every edge, every line that matters. SportsGrid. Your road to kickoff starts now.
He is not Derrick Henry. He is not one of those special backs in that sense. A really good one that's been outstanding in fantasy for quite some time. But you can also hear the buzz recently about it being more of a split backfield. And if that's so, then Aaron Jones' value takes a hit, Jordan Mason's value goes up, and there's an opportunity at some point if Aaron Jones misses time where you can see Jordan Mason take that backfield over.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
It's a safe shot, pin high left with a 6-iron. And then this is where JJ enters the fray again and hits this like slice 5-iron. That was just, I mean, it curved probably a good, 30, 40 feet, almost flies in the hole. And it was just a crazy shot because nobody would ever really try to hit that type of slider.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
An HRR, parlay a combo that you want to do. I generally prefer away teams and players that hit at the top of the lineup or in the top half, just because you are guaranteed just that extra plate appearance here or there. How many times, throughout the season, I've been like, listen, if this guy gets on, he will have one more at bat in the 9th inning. And if he doesn't get there, he doesn't get there. If you just take them that place higher, they're going to be in a spot to cash that bag.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back. It is in-game live game day here on the Grid. Scott and Gabe, hour number 1. So we got some baseball. We got a little preseason football war going on. 7-7. Let me update the lines before we get to our first guest on the evening. So 7-7, second drive, Cincinnati with the ball. 3.5-point favorites, as for the most part they were 3.5, and then the over/under is up to 50.5. We're only midway through the first quarter, so 50.5 is something you're going to see quite a bit preseason and in regular season as well. So let's talk a little football, a little baseball with our good buddy Mark Zitto, SportsGrid host. You see him here all the time here on the Grid. What's going on, Mark? Don't tell me you have the guy that was betting against Milwaukee this weekend. Don't tell me you have the under in this game. Please tell me that.
No, I mean, by the way, I bet on Milwaukee I bet on the Reds on Friday. I bet on the Reds on Saturday, and I bet on the Reds again on Sunday. So,
all right.
What about tonight? What about that? Then it leads me into the question. What about tonight? Reds and Angels.
Listen, it was a big emotional series for the Reds, and I think there's probably a little bit of a letdown spot here. I know that Brady Singer's ERA on the road this year is higher than Willie Nelson at a weed factory. So I'm not really willing to back Brady Singer in this spot. What I don't know is anything about Victor Medeiros at all. And it looks like they're going with a bullpen game, which means that the Angels' bullpen's really bad and a lot of runs are going to be scored. So if that's the case, I would actually lean on the Angels here. I mean, I think the Angels are the right side. I don't see a point to doing a first 5 because if they're going with a bullpen game, everybody's the bullpen. So I may as well keep the Angels as many at-bats as possible against the Reds here, who, again, may just get off to a slow start because of the emotional series that they just came off of with Milwaukee. So I look to the Angels here in this spot on the money line.
It feels like there should be some runs, though, doesn't it, Mark? That was my pick for this game. I brought it up. Singer's ERA. Look, it's weird, too, because like I said, Cincinnati's not a pitcher's park. but he's got like a 3.02 earned run average at home and a 6.08 average on the road. Big difference. And like you said, as far as the Angels concerned, you got Medeiros on the hill here tonight. He did give them 4 innings, guys, last week against the Dodgers. 3 earned runs, gave up a home run. I'm sort of expecting that type of start tonight. I guess, guys, the question is, can Cincinnati's bat show up tonight?
Yeah, I mean, that's really what it boils down to. I mean, they scored a bunch of runs against Milwaukee, saved that last game when it was a 3-2 final, but their bats came alive. I just, I just think situationally, this spot, to me, it's Angels or pass. I'm not going to play the Reds here after that big series because it feels like they're primed for a little bit of a letdown.
Normally, I would say you got to be crazy to bet Colorado, but you know what? They have won 3 in a row. I know the Dodgers did sweep San Diego. Give them credit for that, but it's not exactly like they're playing great baseball. They're basically a 3-1 favorite. Even money line, they're almost 2-1, laying a 1.5. Doing anything with Dodgers, Colorado?
I mean, I would go first 5 and be willing to lay the 1.5 with the Dodgers. I mean, at this point, lay a half run if someone's willing to give you something below minus 150, but I don't think you're going to find it out there. So that said, the Dodgers bats have to wake up. Colorado, does not score at home as well as they do on the road, which is strange for them given where they play. But the Dodgers feel like they have to break out offensively here. And I mean, yes, the Rockies have won 3 or 4 in a row at certain points in this season, but would you want to bet on them to win 4 in a row? I wouldn't. They did it against Arizona, which is a team that's in a free fall, not against a real team.
Not against a Dodger team. Yeah, that's beaten them 11 straight times. How about this, guys? Small sample size, but Ohtani has faced Freeland 6 times, 6 at-bats. He's got 2 home runs in the 6 at-bats. I'm not going to overthink this tonight. I'm jumping on an Ohtani home run prop.
Home run.
Yeah, and you know what? Why not attack this early, Scott? Like Mark said, I'm going to play a run in the first inning. I think the Dodgers and another, remember, I told you this last week, Scott, when Yamamoto pitched. Remember I said before the game, I said Yamamoto gives up runs early and then he settles down. Boom, he gave up a home run in the first inning last week in his last start.
He did.
Let's play will there be a run in the first inning? I say there will be. I think LA gets on the board in the first here.
Yamamoto, by the way, or Ohtani, by the way, plus 168 to hit a home run tonight. 168.
I'm sure I'm getting a worse number here. Let me see what number I'm getting. What am I getting screwed on here? Let's see, Ohtani. Yeah, of course, Scott. I'm getting plus 150.
Oof.
Swear to God, they're profiling me, man. I'm getting profiled or something.
You got to find a way to bet no one of those games somewhere along the line. But that's one of those where you bet them.
No is minus 180.
I like doing it.
That goes to show, guys, how, that's insane. Imagine it's minus 180 that he doesn't hit a home run only. That's crazy odds right there. Yeah, 180.
Yeah.
By the way,
that's one of those you bet him all series to do it.
Yes.
And hope he just hits a home run in the series and you win money.
Yeah, good call. Is he hitting a home run in this series? Yes. For the record, he's pitching
You bet him
Wednesday.
every game.
He's pitching Wednesday. So, is he hitting a home run? Hopefully he hits it tonight and I don't have to do it again. Or I do and I'm playing with house money. Jaden Daniels leaving the field right now. Going to the room, but he's jogging on his own right now for whatever reason.
Yeah, he was jogging. But that's a little weird.
It's kind of running. He didn't look hurt. I don't know. Who's in now? Is it Pretty Boy? Is it going to be our boy Pretty Boy Sam Hartman? It's Josh Johnson, Wetzel, just for the record. It's Josh Johnson.
That's good. All right. I'll deal with it. We don't want Hartman. And I'm a Notre Dame guy, and we don't want Hartman. So, you have any action on that game, by the way, Mark?
Which game is that? I'm sorry.
Washington and Cincinnati here.
No, I mean, I would have looked at a first half over, given the fact that we got some starters playing, and you have the Bengals defense, which this just in is still bad. And if the Bengals don't think they need Trey Hendrickson, good job, fellas. You need Trey Hendrickson.
And they're not going to pay him. I guess they say they're going to trade him, Mark. Right? They said, you know what? We just can't. We're not on the same page. He even showed good faith, Mark, by showing up to camp, and they still haven't figured it out.
I tell you what, if I was the New England Patriots, I'd be on the phone with them right now. Right now. They have the cap space. They have the draft capital. They have everything they need to go get this guy, and that's a Mike Vrabel kind of guy. The problem is, again, I mean, how much do you want to pay him for the next 3 years? Do you want to give him TJ Watt level money? I think he's more apt to be. Look, I'll give you another team that really would fit him, and that's the Green Bay Packers. They're a team that's right there on the precipice. They have the cap space, at least this year, if they can rework a deal for the next couple of years to break them off for 3 years. They're in that window right now where they're one of the top 3 teams in the NFC. He's a guy that could change it for them and absolutely make a difference.
Yeah,
Another
touchdown Washington.
You and I could have scored on that, Gabe. I mean, this defense
wow,
is just
they don't tackle. Like you said, Scott. They can't tackle. Bad angles, bad. Mark, we brought it up. Like we said, all right, once the real season starts, it's going to be like this is their ones, Mark and Scott. The Bengals starting defense are getting carved up right now. The total is 45.5 against the Browns in week 1. Before you joined us, listen, the Browns in the long haul, they're going to be bad, obviously, but you know, they'll be able to put points up against this team. It's in Cleveland. Let's say Cincinnati 5.5-point favorite. Cincinnati probably win the game. I'm not in a rush to lay 6 on the road in week 1 with them, but I think Cincinnati can score enough. We know Cleveland can score enough on this terrible defense, and we know Cincinnati can score on anyone, Mark. Me and Wetzel were thinking over 45.5, and that number won't be there in 2 weeks when we kick off. That's going to be like 48.5, 49.5.
Well, look, I would caution you because I don't know that odds makers are moving lines based off of preseason analysis for anything. That's not a reality.
No, they're not. But the public will. The public will in week 1. The public's not paying attention to this stuff yet. You know what?
No, and by the way, you have to love the Browns now in week 1. Joe Flacco is starting against the Cincinnati Bengals, who he always seemed to beat when he was a member of the Baltimore. And then Joe Flacco going back to Baltimore in week 2 when the Browns. Yeah.
Seeing this defense, you guys want to be you laying the 5.5 on the road? I'm not. No. I want to talk myself into the Browns as an underdog almost.
Yeah. Mark, good job, man. We'll do it again soon. Thanks.
This is the moment every fan waits for. The countdown's over. The road to kickoff has begun.
Play is here to stay.
I'm not going to name names, Kevin.
From win totals to player props, from division races to MVP debates, we've got eyes on every camp and data feeding 24/7, breaking down every angle across the league. Every pick, every edge, every line that matters. SportsGrid. Your road to kickoff starts now.
He is not Derrick Henry. He is not one of those special backs in that sense. A really good one that's been outstanding in fantasy for quite some time. But you can also hear the buzz recently about it being more of a split backfield. And if that's so, then Aaron Jones' value takes a hit, Jordan Mason's value goes up, and there's an opportunity at some point, if Aaron Jones misses time, where you can see Jordan Mason take that backfield over.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
It's a safe shot, pin high left with a 6-iron. And then this is where JJ enters the fray again and hits this like slice 5-iron. That was just, I mean, it curved probably a good, 30, 40 feet, almost flies in the hole. And it was just a crazy shot because nobody would ever really try to hit that type of slider.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
An HRR, parlay a combo that you want to do. I generally prefer away teams and players that hit at the top of the lineup or in the top half, just because you are guaranteed just that extra plate appearance here or there. How many times, throughout the season, I've been like, listen, if this guy gets on, he will have one more at bat in the 9th inning, and if he doesn't get there, there. If you just take them that place higher, they're going to be in a spot to cash that bag.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe, hour number 1. So we got preseason football. Washington did score, so 14-7 with the backup quarterback and the backup running back running 20-plus yards for a touchdown. We had Daniel scramble 14 yards for a touchdown. Joey B's back out there for Cincinnati. We figured he was going to play some. So
they're trying to win, Scott. They got
they are really trying to win.
It's like, and once again, Wetzel, once again, like, if you're Cincinnati, this is just utterly, pathetically embarrassing. You are trying. You have your number 1 defense and your number 1 offense. You did this last week and left the field, and you were losing at the half. And you do it again against a team, Scott, that doesn't care. Daniels went down the field. He ran to the room just to change, Scott. Like, all right, guys, I'm done. He ran out of there. Josh Johnson comes in. They hand it off. 7th-round draft pick out of Arizona just scoots for a touchdown on them. 7th-round draft pick, first touchdown, Scott. Like, this is unbelievable. Like, wow. Like, they're bad.
And again,
like, the Bengals got problems, man.
And this, again, on top of all that, Gabe, as we talked about earlier, against a coach that is maybe the worst coach in the history of preseason football.
Yes.
he
does not care.
Nothing.
He's 6-19 against the spread in his life. He does not care.
Well, this team is...
Man, I got buyers on this Bengals team. All right.
I want to buy in, but you just can't. You know, listen, I'm a Dolphin fan. I remember the days of Marino and stuff. You know, you scoring 30 points and losing 33-30.
Yeah.
If you're not going to win with this kind of defense game.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of, but let's not put Zach Taylor and Don Shula in the same thing. But it is kind of right.
No, what I'm saying is you're not going to be able to win with that kind of defense.
No, you're right. You can't. And what's amazing is why are you fighting with your best defensive player? So think about it. Their defense is already bad, and now they don't have their best defensive player. Like, I would have bitten the bullet, Scott, if I was them, and just said, listen, we can't afford T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. We got to pay some guys on defense, too. And Joey, it's like the Bills, Scott. Doesn't matter, bro, who we have a wide receiver. Like, we're going to score 30 points because of Josh Allen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like last year, like who did they even throw to last year? Shakir? Dalton Kincaid really didn't do much. Like, the quarterback makes the people around him. Like Cincinnati, they put together their salary cap like a fantasy football team, Scott. Like, you guys know you have to pay players on defense too, right? Oh, we'll pay Joe Burrow, we'll pay T. Higgins, we'll pay Jamar Chase, we'll pay the offensive line. All right, and you're also going to find yourself in 41-40 games every week.
And that's a sign of an incompetent GM, Gabe, because there's just certain positions that you as the GM say, all right, you know what, I'd love to sign it. Yeah, I'd love to sign it to you. I would, but you're not the number 1 guy. You know, I could go draft a guy in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd round and replace you. I'm sorry, but that's just the case. If someone else wants to pay you to be the number 1, knock yourself out. But I can't afford to do that.
But he's damn good, but he's on the same team as Chase Brown, right? So it's like, dude, we got to play. And exactly, like I just explained, man, we can't win like this. And you're the one that's a free agent now. You're older than he is. Chase Brown and Joe are tight. You know where we're going with this, T. And if you're T. Higgins, you would have cashed in elsewhere anyway, Scott. He would have got paid large.
Yeah.
Right? He would have got paid large anyways. Can you believe this? Dude, the Dodgers don't score, Scott. They get out of it. Colorado gets out of it.
Oh. 1st and 2nd, nobody out?
They got out of it. Unbelievable. I went big on a run in the 1st inning here, too. Well, maybe Colorado scores in the 1st inning, but it really looked good, Scott. Runners on first 2 hitters get on, nobody out. Man, that's frustrating.
Hernandez struck out, Freeman struck out, and Paz flied out to left. Wow. You couldn't have asked for a better situation, right? Realistically, 1st and 2nd.
I know, 1st and 2nd.
I mean.
And, you know, I kind of didn't look because I went a little bigger on it, so I didn't want to, Jen was like, all right, I'm just going to look, and they're going to be winning 2-0 in a second here. So I decided, no, I got to see what's going on. And, of course, I just saw the last fly out here. I'm like, son of a. So the in-game total just fell at 2.5. How about this, though, as far as I don't know what you see for the run line here in the numbers. I see Dodgers -2.5, +100 right now. Dodgers -2.5. You can get Colorado. Colorado +2.5, -130, total 10.5. Dodgers 245 on the money line.
I have, where are we here? It's locked right now. Let's go to more wages. Every once in a while, you got to put some more wages. That has it. Yeah, that's locked there too for some reason.
So they got a 1.5 at minus 160. They're trying to bait people. I see here. The main line's 2.5 for whatever reason. So you can lay right now, guys. The Dodgers minus 1.5 at minus 160. It's a better price than they closed at minus 200, guys. Actually, it closed minus 200, minus 1.5. So it's a big drop. You're saving 40 cents. The Dodgers will score. They didn't score in the first inning. They will score, guys. They're going to put some runs up on the board.
Yeah. I mean, listen, you'd like to see them get a run, obviously, but the fact that they got a couple of hits, is encouraging. It's not like you went down 1, 2, 3 and like, oh, this guy may have it tonight. The fact he gave up a couple of hits, somehow or another he struck them out, but still. Here comes Cincinnati. They're on the move, by the way, again. All right, so no score, bottom of the first inning. Yeah, it's kind of weird that they posted it to 2.5 versus the 1.5. I guess, you could always go into the more wages.
Yeah, the alt lines.
Find the adjusted lines. But yeah,
alternate lines, yeah. That's what I said.
But I wonder what makes them choose.
I know.
I wonder what makes them choose.
Yeah. Well, I guess, Scott, the number was just so high. I don't know why they wanted to do the minus 1.5. Yeah, it was just so high to begin with, so they made it 2.5 to try to get some action on it. Is it crazy to say to take Colorado plus 2.5? We've been talking about this game from the Dodger perspective, right? They have won 3 straight.
Yeah.
And if they don't have to win the game, you're getting them plus 2. They can lose by 2 runs. You still win the bet.
Yeah. But in the Dodgers, I will say this, moneyline Dodgers this year, traditionally, yes. This year, they've been awful. They're one of the worst teams, 53-71. So, Rockies, they're playing good ball. They're hopping around like they won the World Series after every win. They're dead set on not having a record to be the worst team in the history of baseball. So,
yeah, we just saw the Angels beat the Dodgers 6 straight times.
Yeah. Maybe it's the Rockies' turn to beat them one time. All right, in-game live, Black Cloud coming up next.
This is the moment every fan waits for. The countdown's over. The road to kickoff has begun.
Play is here to stay.
I'm not going to name names, Kevin.
From win totals to player props, from division races to MVP debates, we've got eyes on every camp and data feeding 24/7, breaking down every angle across the league. Every pick, every edge, every line that matters. SportsGrid. Your road to kickoff starts now.
He is not Derrick Henry. He is not one of those special backs in that sense. A really good one that's been outstanding in fantasy for quite some time. But you can also hear the buzz recently about it being more of a split backfield. And if that's so, then Aaron Jones' value takes a hit, Jordan Mason's value goes up, and there's an opportunity at some point, if Aaron Jones misses time, where you can see Jordan Mason take that backfield over.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
It's a safe shot, pin high left with a 6-iron. And then this is where JJ enters the fray again and hits this like slice 5-iron. That was just, it curved probably a good, 30, 40 feet, almost flies in the hole. And it was just a crazy shot because nobody would ever really try to hit that type of slider.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
An HRR, parlay a combo that you want to do. I generally prefer away teams and players that hit at the top of the lineup or in the top half, just because you are guaranteed just that extra plate appearance here or there. How many times, throughout the season, I've been like, listen, if this guy gets on, he will have one more at bat in the 9th inning, and if he doesn't get there, he doesn't get there. If you just take them that's place higher, you're going to be in a spot to cash that bet.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe, our number one final segment. You know what we do? Black Cloud Play of the Day. All right, just a couple games to choose from. So I'm going to use a pitcher strikeout prop for San Diego and San Francisco. We're going to go with Robbie Ray under, believe it or not. It's only 5.5, little juice minus the 150, but here's my thinking with this. On the season, getting 6 strikeouts or more, which is obviously the magic number, 15-10 to the over. So why are we going under? Because it's only 4-5 his last 9 starts. Most of those were early on in the season when he was putting 8, 9, 10 on the board like it was nobody's business. Only 4-5 the last 9. San Diego, and here's the real key, they have the 3rd least strikeouts by a wide margin. The bottom 3 teams in baseball as far as strikeouts, Toronto, Kansas City, and San Diego. The 4th least strikeout team has 86 more. So it's like a big jump. Those 3 really separate themselves. They just don't strike out. All 3 of those teams. It's a constant for me. I always look and see who the starting pitchers are against those 3 teams, and I go under. And I like this tonight. Robbie Ray's not the same pitcher on the road to begin with anyway. We all know he pitches better at home. San Diego, a contact team. So let's go under 5.5, little juice, minus 150 strikeouts. Robbie Ray.
I like where you're going with that. I like it. I like San Diego tonight as well in a bounce back spot after losing 3 straight to the Los Angeles Dodgers. I think it's a case where San Diego can kind of beat anybody. Listen, Philadelphia are really good, but I'm just saying San Diego are really good, but the Dodgers are just their nemesis. And I don't know. They take it too seriously. They hate the Dodgers so much, Scott. It's a lot like Ohio State. Like, okay, it's, you know, all right, you dislike your rival and stuff like that, but you guys are obsessed with Michigan so much, you don't play your best game against Michigan. And it's the same thing. San Diego, like, they legit hate the Dodgers, and they put so much into it, Scott, and they end up losing, but they're, they'll shake it off, and I think they'll bounce back. But they did beat LA in the playoffs, 3 years ago, I guess it was? Was it 2 years, 3 years ago? They did beat them in the playoffs, but regular season now, It's very one-sided, Scott. It's 11-2. The Dodgers have beaten San Diego 11 of the last 13 times that they played. Touchdown Bengals. So, man, this total, we're on a good start for us. Touchdown.
We got updated numbers on that one. It's locked right now. I'll give them to you in a second. Yeah,
57.5.
57.5. Wow.
57.5.
Preseason game.
Listen,
with that first play, second quarter, right? I mean, we got 3 quarters left, basically. So that was a touchdown pass, too. Ooh, I forgot about that. So that's 1 down. I need 1 more TD pass to go.
Yeah, there's a TD. You need one more.
I hope they offer that prop in the regular season. It's going to be a little juicy.
They have
the
that.
one thing I do
that.
like about FanDuel is they let you parlay some of this stuff. So even if you got to put 2 teams in a parlay, it's not bad.
You can parlay quarterback props. You can quarterback touchdown passes.
Touchdown, yeah, right, exactly. But this, the preseason, they do a good job, and they don't say Burrow in this case. They just say Washington.
But in the regular season, they generally don't. They list the player. So they were trying to get action tonight, knowing that, right, the quarterbacks are only going to play. Although Burrow's played quite a bit, guys. We're into the second quarter. It's been, 3 drives for Burrow? Maybe 4? Yep. There was the touchdown on the first. I think 4. The touchdown on the first one. There was one where he got sacked on the 1 where he ran around, and he was lucky it wasn't a safety. He got lit up. I think there was another. Yeah, I think there's been 4 drives for him, but he scored twice. So they 14-14 right now in this football game. 57.5. And betting the 43 before the game, Scott, I was like, oh, boy, this is a high total, but I just can't bet the under. Imagine if you and I had the under this game, how sick we'd feel watching this right now.
Yeah. We'd be like, what are we, idiots? It's like betting against Milwaukee, when they're winning 10, 11, 12,
like the
13
high number, Scott, almost told us you had to bet the over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if they would have come at us with a 38.5 or something, we probably would have gotten cute. Well, I don't know, what are they thinking here?
They know what's something we don't.
Yeah, exactly. They made it 43 because they were like, yeah, you know what? This is a scary game. We're going to have to try to scare people off of betting the over in this one. Public game, national television as well. So, yeah, 57.5 right now. How high? Are you willing to go that high at 57.5?
You got 28, 30 more
it's a
points.
little high
4
for my
touchdowns
blood
plus.
right now.
Yeah, that's a little high. That might be a little too high. Let us settle in under the 4 touchdowns.
This is the moment every fan waits for. The countdown's over. The road to kickoff has begun.
Play is here to stay.
I'm not going to name names, Kevin.
From win totals to player props, from division races to MVP debates, we've got eyes on every camp and data feeding 24/7, breaking down every angle across the league. Every pick, every edge, every line that matters. SportsGrid. Your road to kickoff starts now.
He is not Derrick Henry. He is not one of those special backs in that sense. A really good one that's been outstanding in fantasy for quite some time. But you can also hear the buzz recently about it being more of a split backfield. And if that's so, then Aaron Jones' value takes a hit, Jordan Mason's value goes up, and there's an opportunity at some point, if Aaron Jones misses time, where you can see Jordan Mason take that backfield over.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
It's a safe shot, pin high left with a 6-iron. And then this is where JJ enters the fray again and hits this like slice 5-iron. That was just, I mean, it curved probably a good, 30, 40 feet, almost flies in the hole. And it was just a crazy shot because nobody would ever really try to hit that type of slider.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
An HRR, parlay a combo that you want to do. I generally prefer away teams and players that hit at the top of the lineup or in the top half, just because you are guaranteed just that extra plate appearance here or there. How many times, throughout the season, I've been like, listen, if this guy gets on, he will have one more at bat in the 9th inning, and if he doesn't get there, he doesn't get there. If you just take them that's placed higher, they're going to be in a spot to cash that bag.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
Welcome in. It is in-game live game day here on the grid. Hour number 2 of our 2-hour extravaganza. Scott and Gabe, we got some baseball games. We got our preseason football game, 14 all early second quarter, Washington and Cincinnati. We got a couple close games. We got a couple baseball games starting in about a half hour. We'll talk with George Kurtz, SportsGrid host. He'll join us in about a half hour, get some thoughts out of him. And one game of note here, Gabe, I just want to bring it up just because it is what it is. Houston is getting whacked again as we go over some of the baseball stuff. It's 10-0 right now. They are in fact, they may have just said, the top of the 9th inning. If they end up losing this 10-0, this will be the Astros' 3rd shutout in their last 4 games. This Houston team is the weirdest team. I mean, after being shut out twice by Baltimore, and we were on Friday night when they damn near got no hit by a pitcher whose ERA was well over 6. Man, are they struggling right now.
And now you and I have talked about Framber Valdez, who I've been a big fan of over the years as a bettor. We all know, literally the most consistent pitcher in baseball. It's been like 3-4 years where he just spits out 6 innings. They win every time he pitches. Until now, Scott. Remember, you brought it up. It was about 2 weeks ago. You said, they're 13-0 when he's on the hill. Have they won since when he pitched? He's getting hit. Now, suddenly, I don't know if he's tired, but if they don't have him and not sort of fill-in-the-blank win every 5 days, they got problems. They can't hit the ball. I don't trust this team, Scott, in the big picture. I've been talking about Seattle, and Toronto. I think Toronto or Seattle are going to the World Series, Scott.
Yeah, we talked about this weekend. Whatever team it is, there's going to be a flaw. You could go run down every single team, even the Dodgers. The way they've been playing with their bullpen being so mediocre. I mean, every team.
But Houston has multiple flaws.
And they got multiple now. So
they don't hit the ball.
Which
Their
team
pitching
is
is
going to
suspect.
overcome their flaws?
Well,
which is the team? Even Philadelphia.
I go back to Seattle
with Zach Wheeler.
I mean, look at let's just in the American League though, and just sticking in the American League. Boston, Boston gets to the playoffs. I don't think they're going to the World Series. I just don't think they have enough. Right? They don't have the pitching. They don't have enough. Like they're not winning 3 series. You know what I'm saying? And get into the World Series.
They're too young. The
Detroit Tigers. I think you and I feel the same. Are we underestimating the Tigers? You and me both. They're winning 10-0 tonight. They are good. I mean, in the playoffs. I mean, they're not an easy out per se. Houston, I don't trust Houston. I keep coming back to Seattle, Scott, personally.
Yeah. It's there for the taking, but
And
then
Toronto.
they end up losing 3 or 4, or 4 or 5 now, I guess it would be. I think it's got to be Toronto.
And Toronto.
It's weird. Toronto and Milwaukee are both underappreciated. Well, they don't have the big time lineup or pitchers.
Well, Toronto kind of do have the bigger stars, but can they do it in the playoffs? You know what I mean? Same thing. We haven't seen them do it, Scott. This team has made the playoffs. They got bounced right away. Blue Jays have made the playoffs in the past few years, but it's immemorable. You know what I mean? They lose right away. They got bounced. If you recall once, they blew a 7-0 lead to the Mariners. They were winning, actually. Yeah, that was only a couple. They've made it and got bounced. So, Guerrero, it's a lot like the Leafs, actually, Scott. It comes up in Toronto. Oh, look at this. So, Johnson was moving the ball on the Bengals defense, but he just floated one, and there's an interception. So, let the circus begin, and now that total's going to drop because they just picked it off, Scott, on their own 4-yard line. That's going to eat some clock.
And what's
the in-game total? What's the total? What did it fall to?
54.
Oh, of course, 2-0 Dodgers now, Scott. Of course, son of a.
We said it. We said it, right? They scored a second inning after they came so close in the first.
I should have bet they were going to score in a second. You said it, and I knew it. I should have said yes. They're going to score in this inning.
Yeah. You could have bet that too. They do give you updated
they're scoring
in-game
second.
line. Yeah.
You knew they would.
Funny.
And also, look, that run line total, the run line number went down to 160. Sort of a tip for bettors, in-game bettors that are new and whatnot, and even experienced. But you can't bet, guys. If you want to bet on a team, you can't bet when they're batting, right? You've got to have the balls to bet. You know what I mean, Scott? Because when they're batting, it went to 200. And why? It fell 40 cents. Colorado didn't even have a runner on, Scott. There was 2 out in the first inning, bottom of the first. They didn't have a runner on. Yamamoto looks damn good, bro. He struck out at first. He's throwing heat. And it fell 40 cents because what? The Dodgers didn't score in the first inning? And then 1 out later, they go to this thing. Boom, skyrockets. 40 cents, guys. Same thing in football. So it's a little tip for football. If you're watching a game in-game, you're like, I want to get, I didn't get my bet in-game. I was waiting, whatever. You got to bet on the team when they're on defense. And you've got to say, I got to man up and say, we got to get a stop. Because if you like them to win the game. What's going to happen in this drive is irrelevant almost. So it's you got to get that, you know what I mean? They got to stop. Suddenly, you're not going to get the same number, Scott. I think it's a good tip for people, right? People are scared to do it. I'll bet on the Dodgers, but let's wait and see and let's get out of the inning. No, you got to do it then, Scott. Otherwise, you're not getting the price. The sports books know this, right? You got a big difference, man. 40 cents. That's a big difference.
It's huge. It's like a bet inside your bet. You're betting they don't score. But that's all. It's kind of like in hockey. I love betting on the team that is not on a power play. Let's say the line is pick 'em, right? And Team A goes on a power play.
Example. Bet on the team that's shorthanded, Scott.
Yeah,
that's ballsy. Yes. I'll do it too. They're shorthanded. You're right, because you're getting the second that 2-minute penalty's over, boom, the line will change big time. A good call. It's exactly, that's the same theory. You have to bet when you're on defense, guys, not when you're on offense in this in-game to get the better number.
Yeah. We need a nice 3-and-out in this football game. The last thing we want is a couple of first downs, because it's bad enough we get the interception, Gabe. Then you get it at your own 3-4 yard line. And the worst thing you want if you're an over player, right? Get a couple of first downs, get it out to the 30-yard line or so, and use up 3, 4, 5 minutes, and then you punt the ball away. At least if we get a 3-and-out.
They got Joe Burrow in, Scott, still. They got Joe Burrow in still. Yeah. Now, I don't agree with this now. Even good. We're betting on it. We got the over, Scott, but What are you doing, Zach? Like, really? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, Jaden Daniels doing an interview with Lisa Salters right now. He's done for the night. Like, this is too long now. Like, you're asking for an injury, Scott, in my opinion now. Like, this is too much. You're pushing the envelope. I guess he's going to play the first half.
He's had his share of injuries, too, Gabe. You know, it's not like Joey B's been 100% healthy in his career.
Yeah,
I mean, every year he's coming up with an injury.
Scott. Like, what do you want more from him? Like, now it's almost like you're just trying to win the game for real. Point blank. You're trying to win the game.
You know, he's risking, like, I heard, or I read, actually, T. Higgins, right? They were talking about the importance of getting off the season start right away, you know, all this, blah, blah, blah. He's like, nah, it really isn't. You know, it's a long season, 17 games. It's really not that important. We concentrated all the games, right? So he already has players, like, fighting back on this, like, it's so important to get the season off on a good start and all this other stuff. When you play your starters into the second quarter like this, you start to kind of alienate people. It's like, what are you doing here, coach? It's a preseason
And also,
game.
there should be guys competing. You should be getting a look at other players. Like, like Washington have Josh Johnson out there right now, and you got Joe Burrow. And it's still 14-14.
Can you imagine? I mean, I hope not, because I like Cincinnati. I love Joey B. Could you imagine if he got hurt right now? I'm telling you, Zach might not last a preseason. I think he'd get fired. I really do. I think they would just say, you know what, you're an idiot. Wetzel and Gabriel, right?
It's getting sloppier now, too, Scott. Like, there's more backups on the field. Notice there's a penalty on every play. Like, you're playing with fire. Because you got backups on Washington. Who knows if a backup lights him up to make a name for himself?
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
15.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
In-game live continues. We'll get Scott Wetzel back. All right, so Burrow's out. Browning is in. Browning is in, and they're still moving the ball actually right now. They're running the ball. They're at midfield. We got a 14-14 game right now in Washington, and a little bit scary taking the Bengals because of how bad their defense is, but you're already seeing this game start to get sloppier as we go along. That in-game total that was 57.5 just dipped all the way down to 51.5. I should have jumped on it. I knew it was just a little too high, but Cincinnati might score here. And then, you know what? I want to be more in a position of strength if I'm betting this in-game here. Right? I've already got the over 43. We're not there yet, so let's not get carried away. Right? We're at 28. It's a good start, but you know, this first half is nearly done, and we're going to have backups in the second half, so this thing is going to get sloppier. But with that being stated, Cincinnati just picked up another first down. So it's sitting at 52.5 right now. The Bengals are minus 120 on the money line. I'm going to jump in on this right now. I'm going to jump in. I'm already on the Bengals to win, but I'm on the Bengals to begin with, but I'm going to jump in again here. As I stated, Josh Johnson's been around a while. He can do his thing, but he's not going to have very good players on the field with him. They're going to get Sam Hartman in here eventually. He's just not very good. So, and Dan Quinn doesn't care, and we're seeing Cincinnati want to win this game, right? They left Joe Burrow in for a long time. He put 14 points up on the board. They haven't won a preseason game since 2022. So, listen, it's not life or death. They're not going to be crying if they don't win, but preseason or not, they're competitors. It's one thing to say, we don't really care about the preseason. It's another thing to say, we haven't won a preseason game since 2022. It's a little bit, eventually you got to get a W. So Bengals moving the ball. Under 3 minutes left in the first half here. I'd like to see one more touchdown on the board at least before the half is done. And get this to 35 and then, just hope for some second half chaos. But I really do have remorse that we didn't jump in on the under 57.5. I knew, too, that eventually they had to take Burrow out. Daniels is already out of this football game. It's going to get sloppy, and it's going to slow down. So the Dodgers had first and second in the first inning. They did not score, but they put up a 2-spot in the top of the second inning. So the Dodgers are now leading, and I think we got Scott back. Man, Scott, Dodgers on the money line now, minus 700.
Wow.
Minus the run line. Yeah, 2-0 lead, minus 700.
Wow.
And the run line, minus 3.5. Not even a 2.5. They put a 3.5 up now. The book has almost been ahead of us on this. Like they're. Yeah. Oh, is this Freddie Freeman? All right, it's just the same. It looks like a double. Yeah, the Rockies just bobbled the ball in right field, so it turned into a double. There's one out. Is there one out? Yeah, there's one out. So Freddie Freeman on second, one out right now. Now minus 850, Scott. I don't know if I've ever seen a number like this with a 2-0.
For a 2-0 lead. I mean, and it's not like the 7th or 8th inning. I mean, we get the entire game. This team, listen, the Rockies have been bad, folks. So you can come up with a number of things. But 11 straight losses, what would we say, 25-3 or whatever, 23-5, something goofy. They just, most of those runs, 17 of the last 20 Dodger wins have come by 2 runs or more against Colorado.
That's wild.
They just, what it is, Gabe, they don't fool around the Dodgers either, especially this year. If you look at their numbers, we've talked about this.
No,
a lot
they
of these
beat
good
bad
teams.
Yeah, they beat bad teams. That's what they do.
Against Washington, Colorado, Pittsburgh, A's, White Sox, and Miami. They're 22-6 this year, heading into this series. 17 of the 22 wins by 2 runs or more. That's 16 games over 500. What are they for the season? They're 20 games over 500. So against everybody else, they're 2 games over 500. But they don't lose. Listen, add it all up. What's the difference? 162
that's
games.
What good
you win the
teams
games
do.
that are in front of you. Yeah, that's what good teams do.
You win the teams. You win the games you're supposed to, and you go 500 against good teams. That's a winning formula, Scott. Right? Same thing. Or sort of football. Dominate at home. Go 500 on the road. Right, that's, coaches will take that. You know what I'm saying? We're dominant at home. We split our games on the road. You want to do better than split, but you know what I'm saying. But by the end of the season, you'll be in first place. Like that's, we talk about it. Like you just said, like Arizona had a chance, Scott, to get back into the mix. They lost 3 in a row to Colorado. Right? Like, It does, you know what I mean? You've got to give credit to the good teams for winning games they're supposed to. We're going back a ways, actually, but there's been a lot of talk recently about the Expos in '94, the anniversaries, and remember, you know what I mean? They were dominant, 74-40, and the season shut down. Same thing, like they feasted on bad teams, Scott. Like they murdered bad teams, and that's why they were so good. Because there's a lot of bad teams in baseball, so beat them. And like, yeah, it's a good point that you brought up. 16 games over 500. That's pretty much their season, right there.
Yep.
Like,
yeah,
it's a
amazing.
big chunk of success.
Yeah. And I'll say this, if you were crazy enough to bet Colorado tonight, this is one of those where I like to do series bets. Like, you can't bet Colorado tonight and then bet the Dodgers tomorrow and then have Colorado win. You'd be kicking yourself, right? You got to tell yourself, it's kind of like the Ohtani home run bet. All right, if I'm going to be on Colorado, I'm going to be on Colorado the whole series. And just hope they win one of the 3 games. I think it's a 3-game series.
Yeah, and you would actually make money or break even in that range, right? Depending on the closing number. Listen, it's only 2-0 right now. I mean, I don't know if we can stress this enough. And the Rockies are getting 4.5, Scott. Like the Dodgers need to score another 3 runs, like, to be covering this number.
And knowing the Dodgers bullpen, how many pitches? I know it's only a couple of innings, but
thing is, they're just smoking him. They've got 6 hits, Scott, in 2 innings.
Wow.
Like they're just hitting everything.
Top of the 3rd, right? So how many pitches does Yamamoto have? 24 through 2. That's actually not too bad. Like, we had a little hunch yesterday. We bet the Padres when they were down 4-0 because the starting pitcher for the Dodgers, I forget who it was, had like 60 pitches through 4. Like, we knew he was, or 65, 70 pitches through 4. We knew we were going to get good 4 innings out of the Dodger bullpen, which ended up, San Diego coming back and tying at 4-4. They ended up losing. Not quite the case tonight because you only got 24 pitches out of Yamamoto. Still. All right, in-game live continues here on the Grid.
This is the moment every fan waits for. The countdown's over. The road to kickoff has begun.
Play is here to stay.
I'm not going to name names, Kevin.
From win totals to player props, from division races to MVP debates, we've got eyes on every camp and data feeding 24/7, breaking down every angle across the league. Every pick, every edge, every line that matters. SportsGrid. Your road to kickoff starts now.
He is not Derrick Henry. He is not one of those special backs in that sense. A really good one that's been outstanding in fantasy for quite some time. But you can also hear the buzz recently about it being more of a split backfield. And if that's so, then Aaron Jones' value takes a hit, Jordan Mason's value goes up, and there's an opportunity at some point if Aaron Jones misses time where you can see Jordan Mason take that backfield over.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
It's a safe shot, pin high left with a 6-iron. And then this is where JJ enters the fray again and hits this like slice 5-iron. That was just, I mean, it curved probably a good, 30, 40 feet, almost flies in the hole. And it was just a crazy shot because nobody would ever really try to hit that type of slider.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
An HRR, parlay a combo that you want to do. I generally prefer away teams and players that hit at the top of the lineup or in the top half, just because you are guaranteed just that extra plate appearance here or there. How many times, like throughout the season, I've been like, listen, if this guy gets on, he will have one more at bat in the 9th inning, and if he doesn't get there, he doesn't get there. If you just take them that place higher, they're going to be in a spot to cash that bag.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe, hour number 2. We got a little preseason football. We got some baseball. We got about 2 more, not about, we do have 2 more games starting in about 10, 15 minutes. We'll talk to George Kurtz about those in about 5 minutes or so. In the meantime, I heard you talking there, Gabe, before. And I agree that 57.5, listen, hindsight's always 20/20, right? But it's rare for a preseason game, no matter what kind of pace it's on, to get 60 points. I mean, that's really asking for a lot of points. So we probably, just for middle purposes, should have got under
I
with
clicked
57.5. But
I just clicked it during the commercial break. 51.5. I have to admit, full disclosure. Yeah, big difference. But I'm not even sure we get to 52 now, to be honest with you. This thing is slowing down. Like, it's gotten, and now that is Sam Hartman now. I confuse Browning with Burrow, but it's not, Sam Hartman and Josh Johnson don't look anything alike. So that wasn't hard. Browning looks like Burrow, right? 6 and 9 too. Yeah. But Sam Hartman in right now. That looked like a quick 3 and out, Scott. So this game looks like it's starting to turn into like a preseason slop fest. Sort of the eyeball watching. I kind of noticed couple of drives ago, man. A lot of false starts, a lot of sloppy stuff starting to happen now.
Speaking of which, is this true? Touchdown Washington? Defensive touchdown? Yep. Well, so much for that under. What happened?
You got it.
Browning had the ball.
I'm seeing it right now.
I think it'd be a forward pass. I think that's a...
That's
tough.
It was one of these deals, though. Everybody stopped. They thought it was an incomplete pass. Everybody stopped.
You know what? I think it's going to be a fumble. The ball is in his hand. Well,
as he hit it. Yeah, but it was still pushed forward, right?
It was still
now
pushed
we get into
forward,
that debate.
Yeah. You can't push it. Like, if you lose control of it, the rule is if you push it forward, it's still a fumble.
He threw it, Scott. You see
but
it in
I
slow
think
motion. He kind of still, like, it got hit, but
still
he still kind of like a basketball shot almost. Like, wasn't pretty, but he still kind of pushed it, right?
Right. Yeah.
And then everybody, because I'm like, what the hell are you talking about touchdown? Because everyone's standing around, and you're right, see the big dude rumbling down the field. I'm like, oh, no. I don't know if it counts.
It took it off the board.
I know, it doesn't.
No, it didn't
took
count.
It off the board. Oh, God.
Took it off the board.
It's good news, bad news. I just bet. And get this, it just dipped to 48.5 now. Wow. Yeah, see, at least I got the 51.5. I should have clicked that to 57. We were talking about betting on offense, not defense, being aggressive. But it moved so quickly on us. It just started dipping quickly. And, 48.5 right now.
Man, that's they might, listen, see, now you're under 3 touchdowns, right? They have 28. You get 3 touchdowns theoretically, with the extra point being good. You get the
and somebody
49.
could go for 2 and miss along the way, too, and sort of throw this off, right?
Well, that's true, because that's what they would do, knowing that there's no ties. So, or knowing that there's no overtime. Like, who's going to go for 1 to tie it at 28 all, right? They would go for the 2-point conversion. So,
hey, they just completed a big chunk play. First down, Bengals on a 35. What a flip, from Washington potentially being up 7.
Yeah.
For the record, Scott, I'll just say, I think that should be a fumble. I hate that rule. That whole... Quarterbacks get bailed out all the time, right? Because the ball went forward. We all know he didn't try to pass that ball. Like, it got knocked out of his hand.
Right.
But you know what I mean? Like, he didn't try to pass it, 4 yards, guys. No, he got knocked out of his hand as he threw it. But technically, he sort of, and you can see the ball. He did sort of fling it a bit. But he got hit. To me, I would call that a fumble. But I don't make the rules.
Yeah. I agree. They do get bailed out quite a bit. I don't like the fact that the arm can be going forward, but so his arm gets hit here, but because this is still going forward, that counts as a pass as well.
And they always give the benefit to the quarterback to this too.
Oh,
so what?
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, so how do you have to really strip it? There's no if it's a 50-50, it always goes to the QB, Scott. Well, his arm kind of going forward here. It's we all know he wasn't trying to throw the ball like that, guys. Right? It's an excuse. I didn't like the tuck rule to begin with. Brady and the whole Raider thing. I mean, that was a fumble.
Oh, that clearly was a fumble. No, that was like going forward and coming down. That was so goofy.
And that's how all this started.
That's it. That's where it all started. Absolutely.
This rule didn't exist when we were kids.
Yeah.
It was a fumble.
I don't know why.
Fumble.
I guess that was it. It was just automatically a fumble. Or losing the ball when you fall to the ground. It's no catch. That's all. You got to hold on to the ball. Nice and simple. All right, George Kurtz coming up next.
This is the moment every fan waits for. The countdown's over. The road to kickoff has begun.
Play is here to stay.
I'm not going to name names, Kevin.
From win totals to player props, from division races to MVP debates, we've got eyes on every camp and data feeding 24/7, breaking down every angle across the league. Every pick, every edge, every line that matters. SportsGrid. Your road to kickoff starts now.
He is not Derrick Henry. He is not one of those special backs in that sense. A really good one that's been outstanding in fantasy for quite some time. But you can also hear the buzz recently about it being more of a split backfield. And if that's so, then Aaron Jones' value takes a hit, Jordan Mason's value goes up, and there's an opportunity at some point, if Aaron Jones misses time, where you can see Jordan Mason take that backfield over.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
It's a safe shot, pin high left with a 6-iron. And then this is where JJ enters the fray again and hits this like slice 5-iron. That was just, it curved probably a good, 30, 40 feet, almost flies in the hole. And it was just a crazy shot because nobody would ever really try to hit that type of slider.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
An HRR, parlay a combo that you want to do. I generally prefer away teams and players that hit at the top of the lineup or in the top half, just because you are guaranteed just that extra plate appearance here or there. How many times, throughout the season, I've been like, listen, if this guy gets on, he will have one more at bat in the 9th inning. And if he doesn't get there, he doesn't get there. If you just take them that place higher, you're going to be in a spot to cash that bag.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Two big updates before we bring in George Kurtz. First up, football. Cincinnati touchdown pass. Jake Browning, about 11 or 12-yard TD pass. Nice pass, quarter of the end zone. So Cincinnati back on top, 21-14. They still got 34 seconds left to go in the first half. So not sure if we're going to get anything out of Washington. Number 6.5 for Cincinnati, and over/under is back up to 54.5. Colorado also tied the Dodgers 2-2. So if you hopped on that 4.5 that Gabe mentioned last segment, you're looking pretty good now, right? You got a 2-2 game. Heck, they can win this thing outright. Still
How
batting
about the
bottom
money
of the
line,
third.
Scott? How about the money line that I brought up? It was minus 850. And we said, come on, it's a 2-run game, minus 850, 225 now. This game has been fascinating, Scott. These wild swings of the odds, through 3 innings, been all over the place.
Yeah, crazy. All right, let's bring in Mr. Chalk himself, who is probably, I'm guessing,
Chalk
on the Dodgers. Captain Chalk, what do you say, George? How are you tonight, bud?
It's been a mixed night so far, right? Chalk not really coming through all over the place. So it started off well, and now it's going a little downhill here. So I am on the Dodgers. Also played a bunch of props in this game as far as total bases. Ohtani's hit that already. So has Freeman. Now we just need Mookie Betts to get another hit.
Colorado are in business right now. They have a runner on third as well. I almost want to wait and see. The Dodgers right now, minus a run and a half or minus 135. But it looks like we've got a game here. Colorado are scrappy, right? They've won 3 straight. They're back in this game right now. Man, that 4.5, I don't like playing both sides, but I really probably should have. And what just happened here in the football game?
Bengals interception. Well, they get the ball around the 15-yard line. They got a chance.
They're going to add some point. They're adding some points to this, with interception and return to the to about the 21. Yep. Wow. Yeah. What's this total just popped up to now? Then it's going to be 57.5 now again. I did take the Bengals again in game, so that was good at least. So I doubled up on the Bengals, thinking that they want to win, they're going to pull away. But now this total is getting crazy. I mean, if they score a touchdown, they're going into the end zone.
Did he make that catch?
My God. I think he caught it.
Did he make that catch? No.
He caught it.
Touchdown, Bungles.
Browning looks like Joe Burrow for real. You couldn't tell. Look at that pass and catch. Look at that pass and catch.
He's not a bad quarterback, guys.
That's Tinsley's second TD, too. He had the last one. That was a crazy catch.
He did. I tell you, these guys make some great catches.
Once again, Once again, I said, why pay T. Higgins? I like T. Higgins, but why pay him? Like, you got to pay defense. You can bring in a new wide receiver. He got both feet in too.
He did.
You see that, Kurt? You watching this? Wow, that was an awesome catch. Great pass too. Look at this, right over everybody. Right, wow.
Perfect pass.
And that was good coverage. George, like if you're the DB, you couldn't really do much more. I mean, he was all over him.
Tell me you didn't have the under, George, in Cincinnati.
Oh, no. I talked to Vecchio
earlier.
You
got that look on your face of like, I'm sitting on the under, boys, and the game just went over.
59.5 now.
Like I told Vecchio earlier, I had a small play on the Bengals and the over in this game here, so that's actually going pretty well for me. No complaints there.
28-14. Zach Taylor looking for his first win since 2022 in the preseason. He'll be all fired up right now.
He's going to expect to be carried off the field. Right?
If I would have known that stat, by the way, I would have bet Cincinnati. I didn't know he's looking for his first win since 22.
Yeah, maybe it's got. How about a Gatorade bath for Zach Taylor as a joke? I would do it if I was on the Bengals. I'd be like, hey, coach, congratulations. George, I talked about it. The Bengals have not won a preseason game since August 27, 2022.
Yeah, like I said, if I would have known that 3 hours ago, I probably wouldn't have bet the Bengals. And I still would have bet the over, but I don't think I would have taken the Bengals then if I would have known that stat. So I'm glad I missed that on X.
Yeah, but Dan Quinn is 6-19 against the spread in the preseason. So it was a battle of preseason ineptness between these two tonight.
So I just would have left the game alone and played the over. So that's the way it would have gone then, more than likely. Not that I
59.5
but it is what it is.
God. I don't feel bad because they just got a massive return. Or not massive, but 35 or so. Yeah, Scott, I don't feel bad about betting a 51 because now it's 59.5. Maybe this is going to end up in the 60s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because before we were upset, we didn't take the 57.5.
Yeah. This is what I was talking about, guys, last week with all those overs. Like, 9 times out of 10, team scores with 20 seconds left, whatever it is, right? They kick the ball deep out of the end zone that gets marked at the 25-yard line. Team takes a knee and walks off the field. But now that the ball gets out to the 35 and you're fiddling around with this stuff, now they got it out to the 45-yard line, albeit only 8 seconds left. But, these guys, George, you and I talked about this on Sunday. These teams are getting a 10-yard head start. And I think that's why we're getting a lot of points in a lot of these games. And that's why I think I'm going to lean towards the over in a regular season. Teams aren't starting at the 25 anymore. They're starting at the 35, or in some cases, like here, the 40-yard line. And that makes a big difference when these field goal kickers, all being able to kick 55, 60-yarders. You only need a couple first downs and you're in field goal range, George.
While I agree with you, because I think that is a part of the reason here, I don't think you're seeing special teams show how they're planning on stopping this yet. I think that can be a part of this as well here. They're all just getting used to it. Last year everyone was kicking the ball to the end zone here. Now you actually have to tackle these guys again. So I think it'd be a very curious thing to watch in week 1 to see if they're coming out with anything special to stop this. But this is what the NFL wanted, right? The NFL wants more points on the board. They want kickoffs to be more interesting here and force teams to return the ball. So I guess everyone's going to be happy about this.
I think it's a good point that you brought up, though, Kurtz, actually, that defense, special teams coordinators, and I don't think they want to show how they're going to defend this stuff and really show what they're going to do. That could be a good point. They might just be because me and Scott, we were talking about Washington. Maybe Washington are playing possum, bro, and they're like, yeah, we're not really going to show what we're going to do. Just don't worry about it. And we're going to unleash a different package in week 1 when we're playing for real. Because that really is. That's going to be interesting in week 1. and which coaches actually are good at this, and which teams are going to be able to, pull this and use this to their advantage more so than other teams at both ends, returning and when they're kicking off.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to pick a side. Like, they can't kick it down the middle like we talked about before, Gabe, because the wing guys, there's not enough space and time, really, to get to go cover the receiver. So if you kick it down the middle, all you got to do is break that initial surge, and it's wide open. And, I think they're going to be like, okay, kick it to the right or kick it to the left, either way, but let's use the sideline to our advantage versus right down the middle.
But the kickers aren't really – they can kick the ball a mile. They're not so great at directional kickoffs. They'll kick the ball out of bounds, too, and that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You want to hop in now, laying 12.5 and over under 59.5. Going to get 17 more points? You're at 42.
Yes.
What do you think, George?
You know what?
I'm going over. Yeah. I'm not taking the under. It's either going over or
I would say, too. Remember last week, guys, Washington did give up 48 points in the preseason game. Remember, Scott, things didn't get better in the second half for them. Maybe Cincinnati just marched down the field and killed them.
Yeah. I think I'd be more inclined to lay the 12.5 rather than the over-under. I think Washington's done. I don't think I don't. We saw it last week. You said it. I don't think their heart's into this at this point. You gave them a half. You gave the four-letter network a half. Hey, listen, it was entertaining. Now we're calling up the dogs, and now we're just going to run the ball and let's get this thing over with. You got a half out of this stuff. So, who wants to lay double digits? But when you're up double digits, not that big a deal. All right.
I just put that San Diego bet in for the record. The baseball game's going off the board here.
Yeah, I was going to get to that, George. We'll bring you back here, but quick little thought on San Diego and San Francisco starting shortly.
San Diego got their doors blasted by the Dodgers. I wonder if they're still a little shell-shocked here. Rob Ray, for the most part, has pitched well. I kind of like the plus money here, and I'm not a big Nestor Cortez guy, the ex-Yankee. I kind of like the plus money with Robbie Ray. Right now, that's what my bet was, Robbie Ray and the Giants. Low-scoring game.
All right, we got San Diego, San Fran starting in a bit, and then Cleveland and Arizona. We'll bring George back and get his thoughts on those games. Right here on the grid.
This is the moment every fan waits for. The countdown's over. The road to kickoff has begun.
Play is here to stay.
I'm not going to name names, Kevin.
From win totals to player props, from division races to MVP debates, we've got eyes on every camp and data feeding 24/7, breaking down every angle across the league. Every pick, every edge, every line that matters. SportsGrid. Your road to kickoff starts now.
He is not Derrick Henry. He is not one of those special backs in that sense. A really good one that's been outstanding in fantasy for quite some time. But you can also hear the buzz recently about it being more of a split backfield. And if that's so, then Aaron Jones' value takes a hit, Jordan Mason's value goes up, and there's an opportunity at some point, if Aaron Jones misses time, where you can see Jordan Mason take that backfield over.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
It's a safe shot, pin high left with a 6-iron. And then this is where JJ enters the fray again and hits this slice 5-iron. That was just, it curved probably a good, 30, 40 feet, almost flies in the hole. And it was just a crazy shot because nobody would ever really try to hit that type of slider.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
An HRR, parlay a combo that you want to do. I generally prefer away teams and players that hit at the top of the lineup or in the top half, just because you are guaranteed just that extra plate appearance here or there. How many times, throughout the season, I've been like, listen, if this guy gets on, he will have one more at bat in the 9th inning, and if he doesn't get there, he doesn't get there. If you just take them that's place higher, they're going to be in a spot to cash that bag.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid. It's Scott and Gabe Morency until 10 p.m. Eastern Time, as we always are, Monday through Friday, talking with our good buddy George Kurtz. Before we get to some games that are just getting underway, although we have some scores in both of them, Cincinnati and San Fran. Any interest in Atlanta? And I only bring it up, they're down 10-5, just because I like betting on teams, George, that have scored a few runs. It was 10-1. They put 4 on the board, the bottom of the 5th inning. You're getting it's 11-5 as since Chicago just scored again, another home run.
Well, San Francisco have already scored. That was fast, 2-0. Wow.
Stupid bet here, and it was a stupid bet. Estrada got absolutely wrecked here. Even before that home run by, I don't see who. I don't think well though. Anyway, yeah, I mean they swept Cleveland, right? For whatever that's worth there. But I knew I shouldn't have bet it. I just knew I shouldn't have, and I did. I am not going back in on Atlanta, even before this home run. No, thank you.
All right.
Cleveland and Arizona, guys.
San Fran 2-0.
We never got to that game. That was the one I sort of just didn't. I thought about Cleveland. If I was betting this game, I would take Cleveland. You got Arizona coming off the 3 straight losses to Colorado. Game's basically a pick 'em, guys. Are you betting this game, Kurtz?
I think this one's somewhat interesting with everything that's going on about Ketel Marte, about he had to show up for games. He's having a really good season. Whenever he does play, he's playing well. You have to wonder if that affects the clubhouse at some point. I'm looking at the game right now. It looks like Cleveland might have a little bit of a rally going here. I did not play this pregame, but I was actually leaning towards Cleveland, that maybe they'd wake up from getting swept over the weekend by Atlanta. But Cleveland's not a very good team. I mean, they're really not. They're blah. Arizona, they gave up on the season, traded players away here. I lean towards Cleveland here, and if we're getting plus money at that point, now it's minus 125 here. So if anything, I think now you're getting plus money with the Diamondbacks. I'd go on Arizona and hope that Cleveland doesn't score here.
Yeah, the Arizona's dead to me. And Cleveland is on life support. You lose 3 straight to Colorado when you can get yourself back into the playoff picture. They're dead. That's why I don't like that game. And then you lose, if you're Cleveland, you lose 3 straight to Atlanta at home. Really? I mean, you're battling for a playoff spot. You're right there. You just can't get swept. So that was like an ugly game to me. I did like, the San Fran and San Diego. We Gabe and I both kind of, I don't want to put words in his mouth, we're leaning towards San Diego here. 2-0. I'm waiting for a line to pop up to give you an updated
I did like
number.
San Diego.
Yeah.
I did like them. Already 2-0. Updated number now for this game. San Diego are plus 165. So pretty nice price, actually. They haven't batted yet, so it's not the end of the world here. But they're still a runner.
Runner on second, one out, by the way, in that game. So
that's the thing. Runner on second. So plus, and you're getting San Diego plus 1.5, plus 100. Dodgers and Rockies still back locked up at 2. This number's been bouncing around everywhere, guys. Dodgers minus 1.5, minus 140 now. Dodgers to win a game is minus 250 now. And like you said, Scott, the Reds put a 2 spot up on the board in the top of the first inning, and they're actually still batting right now. So we haven't seen Singer pitch yet, and we talked about this, Kurt. Singer, not the same pitcher on the road as he is at home. There should be runs on the board in this game.
This is another game. By the way, do we have another home run from the Giants? We do. It is now 4-0.
4-0.
They are beating the crap out of Cortez. Yeah. 2-run homer
San Diego loses
Wilmer Flores. Wilmer Flores had a bomb there.
They get swept by the Dodgers, and the wheels fall off. Now down 4-0. Wow. This is a big game for the Dodgers now. You got to win. Like you could bury San Diego this week. Let's say San Diego struggles against San Francisco. You're the Dodgers, Scott. You sweep Colorado, and then you go into San Diego and beat them 2 or 3. Next thing you know, you're up 5, and it's pretty much done again. It's a big week for San Diego this week.
And remember, no Jackson Merrill. He was out of the lineup tonight. He got banged up in that Dodger game yesterday. We'll see when he comes back. Not on the IL, but he's just not in there. It's another reason why I didn't like San Diego tonight. And went with San Fran. Hopefully Robbie Ray is pitching well here. But you're right, though. The Dodgers, it is a big game. Don't look at the scoreboard here. Just take care of business. You have to sweep Colorado, by the way. You take 3 out of 4 from Colorado, 2 out of 3 from San Diego, you're in real good shape.
If Nestor Cortez, I don't know, he had that one great year with the Stanks. And that's basically been it. You know, it's just like, it actually traded for him, too. Ford, they can't even get out of the first inning. This is the problem with the Padres team. Like, I love betting on teams that are down, right? But Padres have the second fewest home runs in all of baseball behind only Pittsburgh. Second fewest. I don't know if a team, we'd have to look this up, made the postseason, and obviously postseasons are a little bit more than what they were 30, 40 years ago, but the team with the second fewest home runs in baseball, I don't know if that team has ever made the playoffs, and that's what the Padres are trying to do. When they get in holes like this, without that, ability to hit a 3-run homer, it's tough to make comebacks asking for 5-6 singles.
I'll say back in the day, somebody did. The St. Louis Cardinals of the 80s, sort of, that team didn't hit much home runs.
That's what I was thinking, that team. Maybe that team.
Yeah, the Royals.
I'm sure
the Royals won the World Series 5 years ago or so, whatever it was.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some team that's second fewest is asking a lot. There are a lot of bad teams, but some back in the 40s, somebody might have done it too, for all we know. But it's an interesting question. What's the what team won the World Series that had to hit the least amount of home runs in their league? So be curious to find out the answer to
that. Kansas City 4-2 over Texas. We haven't really talked too much about that game. Rangers, another team, almost dead with them. They're a 500 club.
They're fading.
Yeah, they can't win.
They're not hitting again.
Can't win.
They're not hitting again. They were hitting for a while. They got back in it. They took 2 out of 3 from the Yankees there. Then they got swept by Philadelphia, had their troubles this past week, and now they're, as you said, they're in trouble again. Maybe they get back into it. Maybe they don't. And DeGrom is not DeGrom all of a sudden. He's good, but he's not lights out DeGrom his past 3 or 4 starts.
And, guys, if you look at the wild card standings in the American League, it's starting to – there's a little bit of a distance now. The Yankees winning 3 straight has helped their cause immensely. Seattle are up. Look, Cleveland are 3.5 back, guys. And none of us believe in the Cleveland Guardians. So it looks like, the wild card picture is almost set here in the American League, doesn't it?
Yeah. All it takes is a couple of wins.
Cleveland can't lose to Atlanta like that. Can't happen.
And you got KC sort of lingering, I guess. 4 back.
Yeah.
This is the moment every fan waits for. The countdown's over. The road to kickoff has begun.
Play is here to stay.
I'm not going to name names, Kevin.
From win totals to player props, from division races to MVP debates, we've got eyes on every camp and data feeding 24/7, breaking down every angle across the league. Every pick, every edge, every line that matters. SportsGrid. Your road to kickoff starts now.
He is not Derrick Henry. He is not one of those special backs in that sense. A really good one that's been outstanding in fantasy for quite some time. But you can also hear the buzz recently about it being more of a split backfield. And if that's so, then Aaron Jones' value takes a hit, Jordan Mason's value goes up, and there's an opportunity at some point, if Aaron Jones misses time, where you can see Jordan Mason take that backfield over.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
It's a safe shot, pin high left with a 6-iron. And then this is where JJ enters the fray again and hits this slice 5-iron. That was just, it curved probably a good, 30, 40 feet, almost flies in the hole. And it was just a crazy shot because nobody would ever really try to hit that type of slider.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
An HRR, parlay a combo that you want to do. I generally prefer away teams and players that hit at the top of the lineup or in the top half, just because you are guaranteed just that extra plate appearance here or there. How many times, throughout the season, I've been like, listen, if this guy gets on, he will have one more at bat in the 9th inning. And if he doesn't get there, he doesn't get there. If you just take them that's placed higher, you're going to be in a spot to cash that back.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid. Thanks again, George Kurtz, joining us for a couple segments. Talk a little baseball, a little football with him. We do have the football game going on as we close up shop here, Gabe. I believe that's Sam Hartman with a little mustache there. So he's running and scrambling all over the place. That is the one thing he does do well. And just like that, second half begins, and then the Cincinnati defense. Have they forced Washington to punt? I know they had an interception. But I think Washington has scored on every possession outside of that interception just before the first half. If memory serves, they maybe I don't think they punted, actually. They really don't. But anyway, the points seem like they're going to continue to come, no matter what the number is. It might be one of those Wake Forest, North Carolina games where everything goes
58.5. So it's sort of lingering here. This is a big drive. Like, if they screw it up, if they march down the field and screw it up, the number is going to drop immensely. Like, it'll fall to 51.5, 52.5 again. We'll see it a big stop on defense here. But so basically, Scott, for our total, we need a field goal or a safety. We got over 43. We're at 42 right now. We haven't officially won yet, right? We haven't officially won yet. So a safety, a field goal, anything gets us there in the second half, which I'm pretty confident. This will be, if it didn't, like, I don't like the term bad beat, but this would be a bad beat. Like, if it didn't go over 4, if this was a scoreless second half.
Well, listen, we had one. I just want to double check on it because someone mentioned it, and I had the over, and I knew it was a loser. Yeah, Cardinals and Chiefs last week. Right, over under was I think 39.5, 40, 41, something like that. Right,
in the first.
Yeah. Unbelievable, right? So it was
the opening kickoff got fumbled, and there was a touchdown. It was a perfect start for the over. Couldn't have asked for a better start.
31 points at halftime. All we needed was 10 points in the second half, and they kicked 2 field goals, and that was that. So it is true.
It's 2017 final score, right? Yeah, 2017. I had the over. Of that game. So 59.5 with the first down. It's just sort of. So, that's the thing with in-game betting, guys. Every drive just sort of moves. But if they screw this up, though, and there's a high possibility. You see a lot of drives implode in the preseason inside the 10-yard line. Right. Especially they start to get into tighter spaces. Although Browning looked damn good. Like, let's give him credit. If there's one positive, you're Cincinnati. You could say, you know what? All right, our backup quarterback looked pretty good this year in camp and in these games. Not that you want Burrow to get hurt, obviously, because he's just such a key part to your football team. But Browning, from a positive standpoint, I'll tip my cap to Browning. He did look good. And Tinsley at the wide receiver position looked really good tonight.
Yeah. He wasn't bad in college. He didn't live up to the hype, Browning, but he's shown he's a decent backup quarterback. I'm a little surprised some team didn't bring him in to at least compete for a starting job. He played, those 5-6 games that Joey B was hurt 2 years ago, did a halfway decent job. I don't know what his contract situation was. I guess they still had him under contract. But, I would have thought maybe, just maybe, a team would have brought him in. But the other thing is, with down 14, a preseason game, I don't know if Washington's kicking any field goals. That's the other thing.
That's a good point, too.
Right,
which could help the under as well, I'm talking about the in-game total. Things could blow up on them, right? They go for it, they don't get it, or they go for it. This drive has taken a long time, at least, whatever is happening here, right? We'll see. And one thing, Scott, even though they're down 14, you still got to want to, you want to see your special teams. You might want to run the unit out there, right? You want to get everybody some work here at times. So we'll see how it plays out, but. I don't know. At this rate, with Cincinnati's defense, Washington are probably going to score. It's probably a moot point. Yeah, you and I talking about it. Probably a moot point. 2-1. The Angels put a run on the board. So remember, we like the over 9 in this game. It's 12.5 right now in game, guys, and we're still in the bottom of the first inning. The Angels have runners on second and third right now with 1 out. In game total all the way up to 12.5, and Colorado and the Dodgers suddenly have stopped 2-2, Scott, in the bottom of the 5th inning right now.
Yeah, they just had it at minus 178 on the Dodgers game. And I was going to say, boy, it's getting down to the point where 2-2, they're making it easy enough for you to just bet the Dodgers and forget about the runs or 2 runs or everything else. But then they bumped it back up to 194. But even that, considering it was 3-1 to start the game, if you were waiting, it's 2-2, bottom of the 5th inning,
Ooh. Red Sox just made it 6-3. Can we get a miracle comeback here with the Sox?
You know, they
6-3.
we were in break.
2 out, though.
They were giving you the Red Sox 4.5 runs plus 4-1. And by the time we got back to break, they took the bet down.
Coming into the last inning here, into the ninth.
Yeah.
Wow.
So 6-3, runner on second, 1 out. That would be nice. Gabe and I'll be back tomorrow night. Hopefully you will be as well, folks. Enjoy your Monday evening.